Okay, so let's start with this question, which is the 11th question of exercise 1.2. So 11th question of exercise 1.2 from your textbook. Okay, and this is triangle. This is supposed to be triangle. In triangle ABC, ray BD bisects angle ABC, and ray CE bisects angle ACB. This is supposed to be angle. If uh, if sec AB is congruent, this is supposed to be congruent because I've copied it in PowerPoint. That is why it is basically showing this. If seg AB is perpendicular, is congruent, so congruent to seg AC, then prove that ED is parallel to BC. So let me just everyone just confirm with the question that this is triangle, this is angle, and this is angle, and this is congruent. Just confirm it in your question, please, guys. Okay, just confirm it and just tell me yes, it's correct. Okay, so it's correct. Let's go ahead and solve the question. Let's see how to solve it. Okay, guys. Yeah. So now what I'll do is, okay. So now what I'll do is, angle ABC. Basically, I want angle ABC. And sorry, triangle ABC. So I have triangle ABC. Everyone on the board, full attention. We're trying to solve a proof. Basically, we're trying to solve a proof. So I start with writing proof. Okay. So proof, like I told you yesterday, if yesterday you would have seen my video on basic proportionality theorem, you would have understood that I told you there is a certain way in which the board expects you to write the solution. So basically, you start with proof. You make your diagram. You make your diagram. Then you write whatever is given. Then you write whatever is given. Okay, let's write whatever is given. So triangle in triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is definitely given. In triangle ABC, BD, ray BD bisects angle ABC. So ray BD bisects angle ABC. Ray BD bisects ABC. So I'll draw BD, which so this is angle ABC. Look at this. Look at this angle. This is angle ABC. This is angle ABC. So I need to draw ray BD which bisects it. So I'm drawing this ray BD. Okay. उसके बाद ray CE bisects ray CE bisects angle ACB. So ray CE bisects angle, so ray CE bisects angle ACB. So see, look at ABC को bisect कर रहे हैं BD, ACB ये वाले एंगल को, ये वाले एंगल को, if you look at the pointer, ACB को bisect कर रहे हैं CE. Okay, AB and AC are congruent. AB and AC, so these two are congruent. Okay, this entire thing and this entire thing is congruent. Prove that ED is parallel to BC. I have to prove that this is parallel to this. Okay, guys. Okay, so let's understand how to go ahead with this. Let's understand how to go ahead with this. So now if you look at this, I don't know basically. Okay, I'll also say AB is congruent to AC. So ideally you need to write seg. Ideally you need to write seg AC. So basically, if this question comes in the exam, I'm not sure how to exactly go ahead with it. I'm not sure exactly what to do with it. Okay, so I've just, so what you do is as a first line of item, you write this proof, you write the diagram, you can write diagram. Okay, you draw the diagram, you write whatever is given, and then to prove. So this should be your standard step always. Okay, if it is a question which is asked, something is asked, some value is asked, then it will be to find. Okay, to find, and instead of prove you'll write solution. So there are small things which you need to understand. So instead of proof you write solution, and instead of to prove you write to find. So there are two type of things will be there. Either you'll have to prove something or you'll have to find something. So in this case, like I told you, it's a proof. So I'll write proof and I'll write to prove. What do I need to prove here? What do I need to prove? I need to prove that ED is parallel to BC. So now guys, I don't have any idea on how to go about with this question. I don't have any idea of how to go about with this question. So what I'll do, I'll try to use certain simple technique or certain simple rules which I've basically learned. Certain simple rules which I've basically learned. Okay. So what I'll say is, see, if I have, so everyone remembers angle bisector theorem, right? If I have this A, B, and C, and I draw this, and I know this is D, I know this is the angle bisector. So what will I know? Definitely AB upon BC. Okay. Or you can say you start. You remember last time in the class I told you B से चालू करना है अपने को BA upon BC. So you start with the angle which is getting bisected BA upon BC. So BA upon BC is equal to, now BA के congruent में is this thing. So AD upon BC. So see, I don't know what to exactly do in this question, but I am just going ahead with whatever I've learned. So I've learned angle bisector theorem. I know that BD is the bisector. So इधर एक छोटा सा ऐसे ये करूँगा, इधर एक छोटा ऐसे ये करूँगा, इधर ये और इधर ये. So I know that this is the bisector. So first what I did, I used this property for this angle bisector. For this angle bisector, you start with the angle B से A तक जाओ, B से C तक जाओ. So BA, BC, and then since you started with BA, you do this, and then BC, you do this. So BA upon BC is equal to AD upon DC. I hope everyone is clear. Okay, I hope everyone is clear. Next one. Now same triangle, there is another angle bisector. Same triangle, there is another angle bisector, guys. Okay, so that is this angle bisector, this over here, this C wala, CE. Okay, so I'll say A, B, and I'll cross mark this. Okay, guys. So now again I have to write angle bisector theorem. Again, you start with the angle bisector. You start with the angle bisector. That is this angle. You start with this angle. CA upon CB is equal to. So basically you start from here. CA. कभी भी याद रखो जिधर एंगल बाइसेक्ट हो रहा है ना उससे स्टार्ट करना है तो कंफ्यूजन नहीं होगा. CA upon CB एंड क्योंकि आपने CA पहले लिया A ही आएगा upon then EB will come. Okay. So now I got this and I got this. Okay. I got this and I got this. Definitely. I'll invert this. You'll come to know why. So I'll write CB upon CA is equal to EB upon A. I'll invert it. I'm just inverting this. You'll understand you'll understand why am I inverting. So what did I use? I use angle bisector theorem here. I use angle bisector theorem here. Angle bisector I use in both the places. Okay. And I use angle bisector even here. Okay. So I use angle bisector in both the places. Now if we look at this okay, there was no need to invert this. Okay, there was no need to invert this. There was no need to invert this definitely because see, BC यहाँ पे है, BC यहाँ पे, so sorted. BC and CB are same. So this basically these two are same. You can see these two are same. What did I do, folks? Again, I just use angle bisector theorem over here, and I use angle bisector theorem over here. There is nothing confusing. Okay, so this will be my first step. This will be my second step. Now I'm going to my third step. If you look carefully, BC and BC are same. Now look, here there is BA and here there is AC. But I know that AB is equal to AC. So I say AB is equal to AC. Given. AB is equal to AC. That is given. Basically. See, so AB and AC are equal. So you look at AB is here, AC is here. That means if you look at this LHS, the LHSs are equal. क्योंकि देखो नीचे वाला BC है, इधर नीचे वाला BC है, वो तो सेम है. इधर ऊपर AC है, इधर ऊपर AB है, जो कि फिर से एक्चुअली सेम ही है क्योंकि मुझे गिवन में दिया है कि AB and AC are equal. See, AB and AC are equal. So then that means you don't write this in the exam. Okay? That means this is just for you to understand. That means LHS is equal. That means LHS is equal. Therefore, RHS will also be equal. Therefore, RHS will also be equal. So now if RHS is equal, I'm going to pick up this. Okay, I'll use another color. Okay, I'll use another color. So if RHS is going to be equal, that means this thing. So fourth step में I'll write AD upon fourth step में I'll write AD upon DC is equal to this thing A upon EB. So now see, AD upon DC is equal to AE upon EB. Now which theorem can I use? Tell me guys, fast, quickly. We are done. Which theorem can I use? we know that AD upon DB, AD upon DC. So this thing, AD upon DC is equal to AE upon EB. So now what can I write in my final statement? The question is done, basically. The question is done. Assumption, not BPT, not BPT. There is something else. See, BPT is what? If the lines are parallel, then the ratios are equal. Here we got that the ratios are equal. Converse of BPT, correct. It is converse of BPT. So what I'll write now is, because AD upon DC is equal to AE upon EB, therefore ED is parallel to BC. And the reason is converse of BPT. Did you all understand this, guys? Did everyone understand this? Did everyone understand this? So I'll just go through it very quickly. Now I'll be talking about similarity. Okay. Before going to similarity, I would want to explain congruence, because congruence is something which we did in the 9th standard. So we need to know what is the difference between congruence and similarity. So congruence you would have done in the 9th standard. Now similarity we are going to do in the 10th standard. Okay. So very quickly, let's understand what is congruence and what is similarity and how both of them are actually different with each other. Okay. So let me just go about with it and yeah. So congruence. What do you mean by congruence? What do you mean by congruence? Congruence means exactly alike in shape and size. Whereas similarity means exactly alike only in shape, not in size. This is the basic difference of congruence and similarity. Congruence is basically they'll be exactly alike in shape as well as size. So if I look at this triangle, if I draw iska duplicate, if I draw an exact duplicate of this, so if I say ABC and if I say PQR, okay. Now if suppose this is 10 centimeters, this is also 10 centimeters. Suppose this is 5 centimeters. This is also 5 centimeters. Okay, and this is basically, suppose this is 14 centimeters. This is also 14 centimeters. So both of these are exactly alike in shape as well as size. So if I try to keep this one over this one, what is going to happen is they are going to overlap. So एक को दूसरे के ऊपर रखूंगा तो ओवरलैप हो जाएगा. इसका ये वाला जो एज है वो एग्जैक्टली इसके ये वाले एज के ऊपर आ जाएगा. इसका ये वाला जो एज है वो एग्जैक्टली इसके एज के ऊपर आ जाएगा. इसका ये वाला जो एज है that will exactly come on top of this edge. So that is what we call as congruence. So when you keep one on top of another, na, you will be able to see only one triangle because the second triangle is exactly beneath that. Now what all are the tests which are there to prove congruence? There is SSS test. We'll just walk through all the tests now. But before that, you should understand what is congruence. In congruence, if you keep one triangle on top of another, you'll be able to see only one triangle because the second will be exactly uske niche. Exactly. So basically, if you take two hands of yours, if you take both your palms, not hands, if you take both your palms, and if you keep one palm on top of the another, when we pray, basically, when I pray, what I do is I take this hand of mine, okay, and basically I take this hand of mine, and I keep one on top of the another, correct? So if you keep it in such a way, then both of them overlap. That means they are exactly alike. Okay, that is the meaning of congruence. Okay, so congruence means exactly, I can say exactly alike in shape as well as size. I can also say overlapping. Okay, guys. Yeah. Now, what are the tests which are there to prove congruence? One is SSS test, then is SAS test, then is ASA test, then is SAA test, and finally there is hypotenuse side test. I will go through all the tests once again. We have already done this in the 9th standard, but I will go through all the tests once again. Before that, let's go to similarity. Now, what happens in similarity? You have this triangle and you have this triangle. If you look at the shape of both, If you look at the shape of both, the shape is similar or the shape is alike, but the sizes are not alike. If you keep this triangle on this, basically something like this will happen. It will not exactly overlap. Sorry, it will not exactly overlap. Okay, because it has a smaller shape. Suppose if I take a leaf, and I take another leaf, if I look at both of these leaves, their shapes are similar, but their sizes are not similar. So basically, their shapes are exactly alike, but their sizes are not the same. So in such a case, it's an example of similarity. Now, mind you, one very important thing I'm telling you: objects, objects which are congruent are always similar, but not vice versa. But not vice versa. Objects which are congruent are always similar. So these two objects are congruent. So they will by default be similar. They will be congruent also, and they will be similar also. So congruent is denoted by this tittle mark along with, this is called as a tittle mark. The tittle mark along with equal to sign of Siniche, and similar is denoted by the only by the tittle mark. So objects, which are very important point to notice here, very important point to remember. Okay, that objects which are basically congruent, they will by default be similar. Objects which are congruent, they will by default be similar. But objects which are similar, na, they will not necessarily be congruent. So with this, we'll go ahead and understand congruence in detail. Okay. Now let me go ahead and I'll tell you all the. Is it clear till here, guys? Is it clear till here? Is everyone clear till here? Is everyone clear till here? Any doubt anyone has? Anyone has any doubt? No? Perfect. So let's go. Let's go to congruence and let's look at the first test, that is SSS test. Now, what is SSS test? SSS test, now you need to understand SSS test is there in congruence as well as is there in similarity. So now let's understand the difference of congruence and similarity when we talk about SSS test. Now look at this triangle. I want you to very closely correlate congruence and similarity. Okay, it's not that we are doing only similarity this year, so you should know only similarity. You should also be knowing what is congruence, because then uh, it will be easy to differentiate what exactly you need to do. Now, suppose this is 5 centimeters, this is again 5 centimeters. Suppose this is 6 centimeters, this is 6 centimeters, this is 7 centimeters, this is 7 centimeters. Both of these triangles have same length of sides. So this is 5, this is 5, this is 7, this is 7, this is 6, this is 6. So I can say AB is equal to PQ. Look at AB. AB and PQ are equal. BC is equal to, what is BC equal to, guys? BC is equal to PR. BC is equal to PR. And finally, AC is equal to QR. Finally, AC is equal to QR. And something like this happens when all the pairs, all three pairs, all three pairs are congruent. I say that the triangles are congruent by all the three pairs are congruent. All the three pairs of sides are congruent. All the three pairs of sides are congruent. Okay, orientation does not matter. That means this is not always necessary to this, or this is not always necessary to this. See, this could be equal to this also. So orientation does not matter. What matters is that the sides have to be congruent. So there is a 5 over here, there should be a 5 over here. There is a 7 over here, there should be a 7 over here also. There is a 6 over here, there should somewhere be 6 over here also. So if there is a matching side in the second triangle, there should be a matching side. Then it will be congruent by S, S, S test of congruence. S test of congruence. Okay, guys. So yeah. This was about SSS test. Now, what can I say about the angles? Will the angles also be congruent? Yes. In congruence, the sides are congruent. In congruence, the sides are congruent and the angles are also congruent. In congruence, the sides are congruent and angles are also congruent. In similarity, I'll tell you what happens. Now, for now, you remember, in congruence, the sides are congruent and the angles are also congruent. So, sides to apne ko mil gaya congruent. Now, what about the angles? Look, now, many people will do a mistake in writing the angles. So, now I'll tell you what exactly needs to be done when you write angles. Okay. Look at this AB. This AB was equal to what? This AB was equal to PQ. So, इसके opposite वाला angle is what? C. So, you say C, angle C is equal to, इसके opposite वाला is what? R. Okay, this BC was equal to this PR because both are 7, 7. So, then you look at that, इसका opposite वाला angle. So, you can't directly say A is equal to P, B is equal to Q, C is equal to R. गलत हो जाएगा क्योंकि इधर ओरिएंटेशन देखो, ये 5, ये 5, ये 7, इधर 7 दिया. So you have to be very careful. So AB is opposite to C, so I wrote C. Now AB का congruent side is what? PQ. उसके opposite का side is R, so I wrote R. Now see BC. BC के opposite का angle is what? R. So I wrote A. I'm sorry. Angle A is equal to angle BC के opposite is A. Now BC का congruent side was what? BC का congruent side. BC was 7. So this will also be 7. See, this is 7. So now we'll pick up उसके opposite वाला side. That is Q. And then what is left? Angle B is left over here. And what is left over here? Angle C. R is done, Q is done, so P is left. This is called as corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Corresponding angles of congruent triangle. Okay? Yeah. Now we'll go to the next one. Any doubts over here? Anyone has any doubts over here? Anyone has any doubts? No. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Now let me teach you. So the next test. So today we'll be doing only this. We'll be doing only test so that we understand. So I want you to go through the video again. Okay. Now next I'll go for SAS test. Now SAS test, what is that? Look at this. This is a triangle. Okay guys, we have not come to similarity. We are still doing last year's congruence only. I'm just revising it. So ABC and PQR. Now what happens is SSS test. SSS test में तीनों side दिए थे हमको. SAS test में I'll be given two sides and the included angle. I'll be given two sides and the included angle. So suppose I say this is 5. Suppose I say this is 5. Okay, ना, it's not necessary that they will give you the orientation. Orientation मतलब ये 5 है तो जरूरी नहीं यही 5 हो. इस तीनों में से कुछ भी 5 हो सकता है. कोई जरूरी नहीं है. इधर एक 5 है बस इधर एक 5 होना चाहिए इधर को. Okay. Suppose I say this is 10 and I say this is 10. Now SAS test when the angle is in between both the sides. So that means my angle which is equal, na, that should be suppose over here 60 degree. So here tell me which angle will be there, guys. I want everyone to tell me which angle will be 60 over here. Come on guys, tell me which angle will be 60 over here. Very good. Assumption is saying Q, Q, Q. Others? See, because I'm saying SAS test, na? SAS test में side, then angle will be there, and then side again. So that angle should be between. That angle should be in between. So if this is 10, this is 5, then the angle should be in between. So this will be 60 degree. So if this happens, then the triangle will be congruent by SAS test. Now let's write AB, seg AB is congruent to, so AB is congruent to QR. उसके बाद AC is congruent to C. AC is 10. What is 10 over here? This is 10. AC is PQ. And finally, you write this angle. So this angle ideally you should write in the between, because you are saying S, then A, then S. So make it a habit to follow the text. Make it a habit to follow the text. If you are writing SASS, it's not compulsory that you write it in that way only. Okay, so again, it's not compulsory, but it's a good way of representing that. First I'm writing side, then I'll write angle, and then side. So angle, which angle? Angle A is equal to angle, which angle over here? Q. So now therefore I can say triangle, okay, see, A, Q. See, this is called as one-to-one correspondence. One-to-one correspondence. See, because many a time now what we do is we write ABC is congruent to PQR, which is not actually correct in this case. One-to-one correspondence में तुम लोग ने गलत लिख दिया. See, because A के साथ A was how much? 60. It should have gone with Q, but you are writing with A के साथ, A को किसके साथ लिख रहे हो? P के साथ. This is first position, this is second position, this is third position. This is first position, this is second position, this is third position. So you look at the first and first position. Basically, A you are writing over here, and you are saying A is corresponding to P, but which is not correct, na? A is 60. It should correspond to 60 only. So I'll write A and Q. This is one-to-one correspondence. See, it might not be very important in congruence, but in similarity is of utmost importance. If you don't write the one-to-one correspondence correctly, then your entire question might go wrong. And your entire question might go wrong. So then I say A, Q. Okay. See here, we have written this angles. Na? We write it in the form of angles. Here, let me show you. Look, C you wrote with R, so C, R. A you wrote with Q, A, Q. B was left over here, C was left over here. This is the correct one-to-one correspondence. This is the correct one-to-one correspondence. Okay. So similarly, see, A should go with Q because both the angles are equal. Then see, what I told you, AB, इसके opposite क्या है? C. Look, so AB के opposite C, वो लिखा मैंने. अब AB क्या था? 5. AB was equal to 5. This was equal to 5. So इसके opposite will be P. C. So basically AB के opposite C, and this will be P. And finally, यहाँ पे what is left? B is left. यहाँ पे what is left? R is left. Did you all understand, guys? Did you all understand, guys? Everyone, did you all understand? Everyone understood?